when I have one, I expect everyone to be present and to be here so we can deal with village business. I don't appreciate the other trustees not working with me. I work with everybody, and I was on the other side of the fence when it came to both, what I want to call it, both elected officials, from the mayor to the elected officials now. Yes, you, Mayor. So I'm in the middle. So if I can mend a relationship and sit here and work with everybody, I expect everybody to do the same with me. I am the youngest trustee. I am the elder trustee on the board, and I expect people to respect that and show up. Thank you. Now, lawn care. Denise, I'm gonna give you the floor for lawn care. A couple things that we want to talk about with lawn care is the bushes. Currently, we have an issue with cutting down the bushes, and also public works
situation with the phone calls and complaints that nobody is doing that. And because of
this, we have another issue where people go cut the grass in the front, meaning public works, but they don't cut the backyard. So then they call the lawn care providers, and that's another fee. So now we're paying out twice, when we could just nip it in the bud and just give it strictly to the lawn care provider, let them cut the front and the back for the 25 bucks. So just some suggestions, you guys. Next is fees. You got anything else for lawn care? Okay, next is fees. At the last committee meeting, we talked about the fees. I just want to go over them with you guys so you kind of understand where we are and how we got to the price points. The first one is point of sale as-is inspection, multi-unit buildings, $25 to $50 per unit. The current fee is 200 bucks, and the new proposed fee is still 200. Is this the one you wanted to discuss?
Yes.
Okay, due to the other two members not being here, that fee we will say for the actual board meeting, we want to increase it. Currently, $5. The rental inspection fee is $35 per unit, and it's going to $50 per unit. The board up invoice is $25, and it's going to 50 bucks. And the grass invoice is $150 that we charge the homeowners or whoever has the property, and we're going to now charge them 250 bucks. These are the proposed fees for housing. So you have any questions or suggestions, again, this will be on the August 6th board for a vote, and you can ask any questions tonight. Next, C, we have B.P.Capital. That's a hot topic, which everyone has an issue with. I put this on the agenda because every resident complains about B.P.Capital, and I wanted you guys to weigh in on how you feel, what you think, what you feel the board should do as a whole. And I think you all should reach out to every board member to ask them why do they constantly keep this company here. I don't hear good things about them. That's all I'm gonna say. You will hear testimony from different people during the board meeting. So if you got any questions or concerns, please address us, and so it can be on record and be on tape for the residents that are looking. So if anybody else have issues. Okay, that concludes the housing meeting, town hall meeting, citizens address. Yeah, come to the podium if you got any questions or suggestions.
It's really sad that the other two trustees show a disrespect for Trustee Henyard and the committee meeting tonight. I think you were notified by both trustees. One said that she was sick, I guess. The other trustee asked you to adjust the time of the meeting for his convenience, and then for him not to show up is just really a slap in the face. Some of the things that you addressed tonight need to be addressed, and I'm glad that you saw the light of B.P.Capital, because I know you initially voted for it, but since that time there's been so many discrepancies and irregularities in regards to how they function and how the property has been taken from certain individuals to benefit B.P.Capital. The other deal with the land bank being brought in, I think you know, your recognition of the South Suburban Land Bank, who we had dealt with in the past, who we have helped, who they have helped us in regaining property, and with the development of even the old Dusty's property, that we were able to sell that property to Taco Bell, a portion of it, and bring in a new business. So you know, I'm glad to see you trying to go in the right direction to make sure things are kind of corrected here in the village. There was another item on there, I can't remember exactly what you talked about. Oh, the bushes and the alleys. The the code enforcement officers have been, in fact, issuing tickets to those homeowners that have not taken, time to clean up behind their properties and things like that, and the alleys being overgrown. We just don't have enough people in public works to attend to a lot of that overgrowth. They have been cleaning out some of the alleys in regards to the vacant properties. The other night, I was out, I got a whole list of some of the vacant properties with the overgrowth and things like that. So I would suggest, we're down to 16 people in public works where we used to have 26. So I would suggest that we try to look at hiring some more people in public works, and as we go into winter, into the fall, when these trees become, dormant, that's a good time to try to cut them down. So it'll give us a little bit of head start in the spring. And in addition to that, we need to try to put some money into the fund for tree trimming, because some of those trees that are giving us problems with the overgrowth and things like that, some of them are 50, 75 years old. Our public works don't have the equipment, in fact, to trim those trees. And we have an ordinance on file right now that says that the homeowner is responsible for those trees in front of their property, which is actually on the city parkway. Now, if our public works don't have the equipment to trim those trees, certainly the homeowners don't have the equipment to trim those trees. So I would suggest that we put some money in the budget to have the professional tree trimmers that we had in the past come to the village and assist us with that item. Thank you.
Right.
Hello, my name is Barbara Parker, and I am a resident of Dolton. I have a question. The property that's behind a garage in the person's yard or whatever, is that strip or whatever along there an easement, that I understand, or whatever? Is it for the utilities and all that, or is it the homeowner's property or responsibility to keep that cleaned out?
Do you have an address? Do you have an address?
I don't have the exact address. I've been asking about this for a long time. It's directly behind me. It might be like 15330 Dorchester or whatever, because it's directly behind. I'm 15327.
Okay.
And it's on the west side of the street. So I'm thinking maybe 15330 or something like that.
Okay.
But I just wondered about the responsibility. I don't know if the people that live there, if they are homeowners or whether they are renters or whatever, but something needs to be done. When the investors were there and got the property ready to rent or sell or whatever, it was spotless. They did the landscaping, they trimmed the trees, everything. I could stand and look to Dorchester. Now you can hardly see the backyard of the property. And when the repairmen and stuff come out, they have to come in my yard to get to the poles, whatever. The vines and things have grown up the pole and on the lines, and I'm just wondering if they do have to come out and repair the lines or whatever, how they're going to have to cut all of this debris down before they can even get back there.
Okay.
This particular one, I don't know if anybody else's, property or whatever, they having the same problem or not, but someone needs to address it. Either if it's the homeowner's responsibility, then they need to get be given a warning or whatever to clear that stuff out back there, or whatever needs to be done.
Okay, I'll check with Matt to see who's responsible for it. Thank you.
According to our ordinance, directly behind the property is the responsibility of the homeowner there. Now, if there's some encumbrances from the growth to the utility lines, usually the utility companies will clear those away. But directly behind, I would say approximately 6 feet behind the property, is the owner's responsibility.
Thank you. But we still have somebody come by and check it out to make sure that's...
Former trustee here at the Village of Dolton. Thank you, residents. Now I'm appointed commissioner at Dolton Park. Actually, I'm a manager of a Thorn Township lawn care service. And you guys talk about what I do 7 days a week now. And on the correction of that note, you're right, Mayor. It's approximately 5 feet behind the residence backyard or behind the garage. That's on the residence. I actually have at the township, we cut at least 1,100 lawns a week and about 250 lawns a day. Right now, we cut about 290 lawns in Harvey, 178 lawns in Dolton, and 150 lawns in Calumet City. Those are 3 top lawn villages that we cut in. We cut in 17 municipalities. Now, what's going on? The seniors cannot cut grass. They'll never be able to cut grass again. That's out. That'll never happen for a senior. Once you hit that age where your health is bad or whatever, you'll never be able to cut the grass. And right now, I say, Dalton, we're about a good 55% seniors here in this village, almost 53% fixed income residents. Now, in actuality, to get your lawn cut once a week, if you get your lawn cut at least once a week, $10 a week, that's $40 a month, and that price goes up. 10 is a bare minimum. Some people actually have to pay $30, $35 a week to get their lawn cut. So if you add that up after a week, that's a bill. That's about $125, $150 bill. So it's going to be a little rough on the residents. I know this grass is a big thing. I've been working close with the code enforcers in South Holland, Harvey, Dolton, Calumet City, and code enforcers have been pretty good. I got to say, Dalton got about the best code enforcers that's out. Them code enforcers are good here. You guys picked a good bunch there to actually do this code enforcement work, because what they're doing, they're actually working with the residents. Now behind the house, once them little helicopters you see that fall out the trees, they turn into trees. If they sit too long, they're going to turn into trees, and that's why it's good to start cutting in April. Start cutting those branches and trees in April before the leaves get on them, because once they turn green, it's going to be rough. So you want to get them while they're still brown, got the bark on them. Just as I said, seniors will never be able to cut their lawns again. I just only hope it's something that can come up to help the seniors, because right now their back is against the wall, and it's very costly. Now, like I said, we cut about 178 lawns here in the village of Dolton, and my guys are mandated to cut the grass behind the houses. You have to cut that. That's not a complete cut if you don't cut the front, the back, and the little easement behind the house going to the alley. So that is on the residents to get that cut. A little tough on the city officials to cut that. You need manpower. You're going to need some more people. You're going to need some more equipment to actually make that happen, because it's not going to happen what's happening now. You don't have enough people in public works to cut all this grass. You don't. You don't have enough. We actually use the youth from the school 205, Thornridge, Thornwood, Thornton, TF North, TF South. We use a lot of high school and college kids. I hire at least 175 kids throughout the summer. We cut the first week of May all the way to the last day of October 31st is Halloween. So we'll cut between that time. Weather permitting, we're cutting. We'll cut Saturdays, we cut Sundays. And this basically go to seniors over the age of 60. You must be over the age of 60 with no able bodies in your household that's under 60. Right now, we got somewhat of a waiting list. People can still apply, but we got somewhat of a waiting list right now, because like I say, we're up to 1,100 lawns a week, and that's about 250 lawns a day we cut. These are not experts, but I say half of the students that we have, they're good. They're good. And when we ride down the street with these commercial lawnmowers, these Toros, and riding lawnmowers, we had those other guys looking at us. They watch us real close, because we do a good job out there also. So this here lawn care is big. I just hopefully Wish that you guys really look at this because it's a problem now. Grass is a problem, weeds and trees is a problem. They're everywhere. So, and it's costly. It's gonna cost some money to handle this here big elephant. This lawn is getting bigger than you can possibly imagine. It's a money maker for people that actually cut grass. So, hope you guys can come up with something on that. Like I say, Dolton is the second leading village in the township that gets the grass cut, and I'm getting Dolton residents come left and right. I've been accused of all I do is cut Dolton grass. I don't just do Dolton grass. I do other municipalities too, but Dolton is where I'm a stakeholder at, so I pay a lot of attention to it. So, and I'd just like to say on my behalf, I get my waste picked up on Thursdays, and I pay $64.50 to get my garbage picked up. So in 3 months, I pay $64.50, and I'm supposed to get street cleaning once they do it. Been lacking on me. When I get my garbage picked up on Thursday, I look for the cleaning truck to come by Friday, and that hasn't been happening. I got to round it up. But that's a problem, ladies and gentlemen, because this agenda just fits me like a glove. It's, to talk about this here lawn care, that's the number one thing. Okay, I ain't gonna mess with the other stuff, but I'm a little long-winded on that also. But I do agree with, we need to look at this Southland land bank, because just a question, how much does it cost for us to use South Suburban Land Bank?
Nothing.
It's nothing compared to B.P.Capital. How much do we pay them?
Well, the properties are basically given to them. They go out of them, get the back taxes taken off of them, and then they sell them. Is that correct, Denise? Is that kind of how the program is?
Well, right now they haven't sold anything.
No, that's only because the mayor didn't sign off on them.
Okay, so B.P.Capital actually take the vacant homes, fix them up?
Yes.
They'll fix them up. And how much does they charge us, the village, for them to do that?
They don't.
The filing is fee.
Oh, that was a different program.
No, that's fee. That's the
We don't pay his attorney.
You can't hear what she's saying.
You want to go up there? You go up there.
Okay, this is not your meeting, man.
Huh? Yes, 2 different programs. Yep.
Okay, so that kind of wipes me out. Talking about the lawn care service, that's a duly needed, something that needs to be addressed. And I do say that's total disrespect, because I say as myself as being a trustee, I had everything but eggs thrown on me up there, but I never missed a meeting. I was elected to be here through rain, hail, sleet, and snow, and that's what the other trustees ought to do. They got to understand they're here for the people, not for them personal reasons. So I just say, keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And especially when they agreed on the time. So I agree with you.
Good afternoon, good evening, Mayor, Board, and residents. I'm coming as a concerned citizen. I just want to say I appreciate you still persevering and coming here, because it's really about our communities. It's a tragedy that we haven't learned to come together, even though we have our differences. So I appreciate you guys still coming and persevering, and giving us still the opportunity to kind of get some resolve here, because there's a lot of missing things here, and something I guess is a perfect segue to what Mr. Brown was saying as far as B.P.Capital. And I'm curious to know what date or when did a request for proposal go out for any other companies to perhaps bid on or show what they're capable of doing regarding the properties that we have, because it's not just a matter of grass being overgrown, but you talk about it's an opportunity for people to squat in there. We have children in the communities. Someone can be drugged up in there, and God knows what can happen. So it's it's a bigger issue. And at the end of the day, the residents, the property value is going down. because of so many vacancies. So I think it's something that needs to be addressed and dealt with almost immediately. You know, we don't really have days to miss regarding this, and I'm surprised that it's not more residents here, especially those that got a lot of vacancies on their block. It's a tragedy, and we should come out and voice our opinion and become an active participant in our own rescue. We expecting someone else to do it. We have to do that. So that's one of my questions. You know, what date or when did you know, when was the request for proposal going out to other companies, if any?
We did not. There was no RFP put out for this type of program. They basically just came before the board, and we voted for this particular company, B.P.Capital.
Okay. Well, that's. Did the board seek anyone else out, or did they?
No, we did not.
Okay. What's the timeline to have these properties back on the tax roll? Is there any time frame? Did they give us a time frame as to? I don't know how many properties there are, but if it's...
Well, I don't have the contract in front of me. I believe it says they have a year, but normally when you pull permits, it's 90 days to do work on the property.
Yeah.
And put it back on the tax roll. And do
Oh,
your
wow.
inspections, of course. Of course, if you pass, then you pass. If you don't, then you get another 30 days, then you have to pass again.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let me ask this question to go back to my initial question. Has there been any consideration, open up bidding process for someone else, or are you guys seeking someone else, understanding that there is some gaps or some displeasure with BP? Are you guys seeking
Well,
other?
that's what I'm advocating for currently. That's why I put it on the agenda today.
Oh, okay.
I put out an RFP to open it up so other investors or whoever can come in the community and basically have the same type of platform they got.
Okay. Right. That's my question. I believe the South Suburban Land Bank, I know Bob Rose, that would be a good move. You know, so I hope there was something derive out of this sooner than later.
Well, please attend the next board meeting, which is August 6th, next
Yeah,
Monday.
I do have that. I do have that
The
that
request
date.
for proposal will be up on the agenda for a vote. Whether we win or not sure,
Mm-hmm.
but we are advocating to.
Trustee Henyard, residents. I just wanted to say a couple of things. You asked a question about RFPs. I asked the same question of one of the trustees. I was told that because Dolton is home rule, they don't have to do RFPs. I was told that. I'm not sure if that's the truth or not, but that's what I was told. Trustee Muhammad said that we're home ruled and we don't have to do that. Because I asked the question, I've been asking about B.P.Capital since it was voted in. So I do have a concern that this committee meeting, I didn't think it was, but that's what I was told. So perhaps he'll address it on August 6th. But I was also concerned about the fact that the items on the agenda are to be discussed tonight, but because folks aren't present, then you vote on them on August 6th when there's been no discussion. So is there a way not to vote on them until it's discussed? Because I think that we're going to see the same thing that we've been seeing.
Correct. And that's what I was trying to prevent in having this committee meeting. I was trying to be proactive, discuss it, let the residents weigh in, and then take it to our actual full body. But we're going to discuss it, and you will see the debates, unfortunately, on August 6th, and then we will take a vote.
Well, as a resident, can I cast my vote? Because
Sure.
I'm against it, B.P.Capital, for the reasons that folks would like to believe I don't like these people. I don't know the people. That's why I'm so opposed to it, because I don't know who they are. I've done my research. I can't find out anything about them. I've heard some things, but hearing and knowing for myself is two different things. I don't like what I hear about some of the players that's involved, so that's why I'm concerned as a resident.
Okay.
So I'm also concerned because the same folks are playing in the same sandbox with the other program. That doesn't sound good to me. So you have one program that's supposed to help residents buy houses relatively inexpensive, but you got the same players. Doesn't sound good.
I agree.
Okay. That's one of my concerns. And wanted to ask about Thornton Township's lawn service. Do they do edge up?
They put grass in their edge.
Is it a cost?
Depends on your salary you make a year.
Okay.
There's no cost. Some people may pay $5 or $6 a week.
Okay. And I just want to echo what Mr. Brown said about street cleaning. I also get pickup on Thursday, no street cleaning on Friday, so I really would like my streets clean. However, I did want to know, I have a neighbor who parks her car in the front and never moves it, so when street cleaning happens, they always have to go around and sort of miss my house. Perhaps that would be a fee generator. I'm sorry, neighbor, if you're watching, but you need to move your car.
Right.
So if we do get the street cleaning and they don't move the car, maybe that will be a revenue generator and people will move their cars and we can get our streets clean.
And I totally agree, but something that I did advocate for was street signs. So you know how City of Chicago say, don't park on this side from this time to this time? The same thing I feel we should do. That way people will be accustomed to moving their vehicles every Wednesday because the street sweeper coming through.
Or either put it on the water bill. If you miss it, you get a ticket.
Yeah.
I think the first ticket will remind me to move my car.
Yeah.
And that'll be revenue. But I too think that the land bank would be a better option, only because there's no cost to us at all. And no cost versus what's going to end up happening. And I know that the argument is, I'm sorry they're not here to defend themselves, but the argument being that they pay out their own pockets, B.P.Capital uses their own money. Have we seen their financials? Do we know that they have money?
No.
We don't know enough about B.P.Capital to assume that this is the best company for us. That's all I have.
Thank you.
I just want to make a quick statement, more so about to say thank you to to Trustee Henyard for having this and the residents that have shown up for this, and to encourage for those who are either watching to just keep your voices coming in. And I think that through a lot of things we are getting more and more communication and more input, and that's what we as trustees need. So whether you're able to make it or not, a phone call to, as Trustee Henyard said, each one of the trustees, to the village hall, those things make a difference, because we're here to represent the community, and the more that we hear, the better opinions we can do, whether it's whether my opinion is one way or another. I voted against B.P.Capital. I just want to say that because I'm popular here. No. But overall, we want to make sure that your voices are heard. The more voices, the more we get the community that the majority of us want, and that's really what this is about. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I see we got Trustee Denton here. Would you like to say anything? Okay. Any other residents? I'm gonna conclude this meeting. Oh, come on.
Echo what you said in regards to voting tonight. You know, was supposed to be discussion and then put on the agenda Monday for voting. You may want to put those items on the agenda as discussion, and kind of listen to the feedback before you voted on it, and then you could really get the pulse of the community and the constituents here. So maybe a thought for you.
Yeah, I think we only got one board meeting in August, so then the next board meeting won't be till September. So it's up to the board. Either way, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm the board of one. Yeah, sorry. So they can do this, so they don't show up again?
Giving them opportunity tonight to be here, and they're not here. So you put up a discussion Monday, and then hold another committee meeting after that.
Yeah, time is valuable. I'm here for the people. If I can pause in my schedule, I think everybody else should be able to do the same thing and show up. I show up for everybody else's board meetings, and I'm not even on people committees, and I come to their board meetings. But whatever. Thank you guys, residents, for coming out. If you got any questions or concerns, I'm still here for the next 10-15 minutes if you didn't want to go to the podium and say anything. August 6th, please show up and show out. Please voice your concerns. Don't sit there mute. Please don't, because nobody will hear you. Unfortunately, we do have 3 trustees here, so if anybody want to advocate or talk to any trustee, Trustee Denton's here, Trustee House is here, and the mayor's here as well. So please reach out to them. If you got cards, pass them out. I'm letting you guys know it's open. Thank you guys for listening. Conclude the town hall meeting. I'm gonna ask for a vote. Thank you.
La première fois